Hello, everyone. Hello, hello, hello. Today we're doing something a little different. Even though, for those of you who just saw me live earlier, hopefully you're coming back to get involved with this. We are doing a little Q&A with me and my friend slash sister, who's also my coworker. So, if anyone has any questions they would like to ask about me and her, or something about me, or something about her, ask it, and we will be sure to answer it. So ask any question you want, as long as it is appropriate. Ask appropriate questions, not inappropriate questions.
I will delete it.
Yeah, so she's over live as well. Bree, can you type in my chat with the link to your channel?
Give me 2 seconds.
So that, because she is also live on a Q&A. So you can go over to her channel. Also, while you're over there, give her a subscribe, please. She needs more subscribers. Give her a sub. Give her a sub, guys. Give her some love in her chat. Give her some love with the subscribe button. She would really appreciate that. She only has 3 subscribers, so she would really appreciate.
I have 16.
Oh, she has 16. I thought you said 3 earlier.
No.
All right, well, she has 16 subscribers, guys. Go over there, give her some love from us. There is her stream right there in the comments. Go over there, ask her questions, or if you want, ask questions in my chat to her, and I will pass them along to her, or do whatever you want. But her channel's there. Her link to her video is right there in the description. Not description, in the chat. So if anyone has any questions about anything, as long as it is appropriate, ask away in the chat.
We will honestly be completely honest.
What?
I'm saying we'll both be completely honest about it.
We will be honest. I'm the most honest person you will ever meet online. So like I said, as long as it is appropriate. No sexual questions, none of that.
If it's not, it's removed.
Yes, if it is not appropriate question, I will delete it from the chat, and I will probably time you out for a certain amount of time until you have an appropriate question. She will do the same exact thing.
Yeah, so, Josh, in case you didn't know, you are a moderator on my thing.
Okay. So that means I can go to your stream and time people out, too, if I have to.
Yep.
Awesome. Let me actually pull up your live chat on my phone.
I figured that it wouldn't be fair if you had me as a moderator on your thing and I didn't have you, so...
Yeah.
I can be nice, and I can be very mean.
I know both your sides. I've seen them both. I mean, you and me have known each other since what, Slaughterland? So, yes, come on now. So, like I said, guys, if you guys have any questions whatsoever, type them here in the chat. And like I said, we will answer them as long as they are appropriate.
They're getting...
Yes, if they are not appropriate, they will be removed. So please keep it appropriate, please. So please keep it appropriate. Keep it PG-13, we'll say. We'll say keep it PG-13. Like questions like you can ask questions like, I'll give you a couple examples of PG-13 questions you can ask. Like you can ask, do you have a crush? Have you ever kissed a girl? Something like that. But no R-rated questions like, have you ever had sex? All that. Do not ask those questions, because those will be removed.
That's just TMI questions.
No, yes, those are TMI questions. So do not ask those questions, or they will be removed. But PG-13 questions, like I gave you examples of PG-13 questions, you actually can ask those. You can ask those questions.
I mean, I wouldn't really care if they asked what my sexuality was, because I'd honestly straight.
Yeah, I mean, if you can ask those kind of questions, as long as you don't like I'll say this, you can ask those questions as long as you don't judge people for who they are. You know, like judging people for who they are, it's not the best thing to do. Like, say okay, so Bree, do you mind if I say this? Do you mind if I say your sexuality really quickly? Do you care?
Go for it.
So Bree is bisexual. Okay? And it would be mean of me to make fun of her because of her being bisexual. That would be mean and just cruel, and it can be, and for people watching, it could be considered a hate crime, and you can go to jail for that. So as long as you don't make fun of people for who they are, I will allow any question as long as it is PG-13.
As long as it's like not too personal.
Yes, as long as it's not too personal. Yes. So no personal questions. Like you can ask, like for another question you can ask, how did I start my channel? Like you can ask like, how long have I been doing a certain content? You can ask that. Like, and you can ask some personal questions. Like I said, some personal questions are okay. Like I said, have like PG-13 related questions. Like, have you ever kissed a girl? Have you ever, like, what is your sexuality? You can ask those types of questions. But the only questions I will not accept are if they are too dirty. If they're too dirty, they will be removed and you will be timed out. That is all I have to say. So I will keep those rules, bring up those rules every single time. Every like 5 minutes I'll bring up the rules for people who are joining. So like I said, if you have any questions, we're open books. Ask away. Actually, I have a question I want to ask Bree, but I'm not going to type it. I'm not going to type it in our chat. I'm going to ask her right here for you all to hear. Bree.
Okay.
Bree, actually take out your earbuds so your stream can hear this question.
Okay.
Take out your earbuds so I want your stream to hear this question.
Okay.
Because I even want to, because like you can even ask people to text you questions in the chat, or you can even people want to call can ask. So Bree, how long have you been a dancer? How long have you been dancing?
10 years.
Bree has been dancing 10 years. Bree, what has been one of your most favorite dance routines you have done? What is one of your favorites?
My Carousel by Melanie Martinez this year.
Okay. And what did you have to do for that routine? You don't have to answer it. It's just a question. Do you not remember, or is it kind of embarrassing?
It's kind of embarrassing.
Well, you don't have to answer it if you don't want to. I'm not going to force you to answer the question.
I will share it with you later once our Q&As are done.
Okay. That's fine. So guys, you heard it. Bria's been dancing for 10 years. One of her favorite dance routines was what? I forgot.
Carousel by Melanie Martinez.
Carousel by Melanie Martinez.
You gotta love Melanie Martinez.
So guys, like I said, ask any question you want. We are open books. So like I said, go to her chat, ask her questions, or stay in my chat and ask me questions, or ask her questions through my chat, and I'll pass them along to her. We will stay live for as long as we can for this Q&A. Like I said, and once again, I will remind everyone of the rules. Anything below PG-13 is fine. PG-13 is the highest you can go for questions. So, like, no R-related questions. Because there could be teenagers watching this who may not even have had the talk yet. So none of those kind of questions. Like, you can ask, like I said, you can ask, have you kissed a girl? And I'll answer. Like, and some of you might not know the concept of bisexuality and gay or something like that. You can still ask those questions and I will say yes or no. This is all honesty. I am not going to say anything as a joke. I will be upfront and honest. And I will answer those questions as long as nothing gets gets uploaded. I mean, this stream is going to get uploaded, but as long as you guys don't post anything on your social medias or anything making fun of it. Because if I do see that, you and me will have a one-on-one conversation about it, because making fun of someone because of who they are, not cool. Because making fun of someone like that, Bree, you can back me up on this, could cause someone to go commit suicide. Or could cause someone to be traumatized to tell anyone about that certain topic because of how someone judged them. Bree, you guys can back me up on that, right?
Yeah, because I've actually done that, but something stopped me from doing it.
Yes, and I'll be honest, I had a staff asking my sexuality one time, and it was during a conversation with someone else, and I upfront told them what I was, and they made fun of me about it. But I never let the trauma come over me to not be open about it, because sometimes you gotta be open. And sometimes you do. But yeah, like I said, guys, ask any question you want, as long as it is PG-13 and below. Those are the rules. So, like, no.
And I'm gonna say, Josh.
Yeah.
Can I say something real quick?
Yeah.
If you guys want to ask me what my favorite, like, kind of music is, or what genre I'm in, I will gladly answer that, because I'm not embarrassed for what I like.
Exactly. Like, say if you guys asked me that same question, I would answer it too. Actually, I'll answer that question right now. Bree, I'll just typically say you asked me that question. My favorite music is anything besides country. I like rap, rock, metal, heavy metal, and I don't really like pop that much, so I'm going to consider pop out. I don't like pop music because it's just too iffy for me. Like, I don't like pop music because it talks too much about love, sex, all that. It's just not my thing. It's just not my thing. So I don't listen to that. A lot of rock music talks about life stories. Like, for example, Pink Floyd made an album talking about his life as a kid growing up. I forgot the name of that album. I'll have to look up that album. But one of the songs in there, you guys might know the album once I name the song, and you can be more than happy to put the album in the comments so you can let me know. The one of the songs from it is "Comfortably Numb" by Pink Floyd. Talks about, like, it's some of it is really good, and I like that kind of music, like like alternative rock and roll, metal, heavy metal, scream. I kind of like a little bit of scream music. I like a lot of different kinds of music. Now, I'll answer another question. What is my favorite band from each type of music? So, we're going to start with alternative rock. Pink Floyd. Rock. AC/DC. Rock and roll. It's actually a good one. I don't know. Metal. It's kind of iffy between Disturbed and Five Finger Death Punch. Heavy metal. Metallica all the way. Scream music. That's actually a good one. I haven't listened to Scream in a while, so I don't really know. But Metallica has some pretty damn good songs. If any of you guys have listened to Metallica, you would know. Now, I'm going to be honest. This is kind of an honest thing, like I said, I'm going to say. Sometimes while I'm driving, I will put on this music and just listen to it, because it keeps me calm and focused at the wheel. And listening to music helps me concentrate. A lot of people, that doesn't really help, but for some of us, music actually helps you concentrate. And for me having ADHD, learning disabilities and all that, music helps me. Music will help me get stuff done. Like, for example, whenever I'm like doing like a homework assignment or something, when I was in school and I had a homework assignment, I'd sit down, plop some music in my ear, and do my homework. Or if I had a chore I had to do, like, for example, cleaning my room. I would put on some music. I'd put on some music, do my chore, or clean my room, and it would be done. Like, music helps me. Like, for some people, that works. Or for sometimes, music will distract people. It can. But for some people, music actually helps. And for certain people, it's different types of music. Like, for me, the music I named helps me concentrate. Like, rock, rap, all those types of music helps me concentrate on things. And it's really beneficial to me to get my stuff done. Like, probably, as you guys know, I'm getting ready to move out of my group home, which I've been in for 6 years. I'm probably going to listen to music while moving stuff to help me stay focused, so I can get stuff loaded into the truck. And so that's a few questions that I'll answer that probably are, that people have frequently asked me out in public. So there's some frequently asked questions that I've been asked out in public. Now here's another frequently asked question I've had amongst the people I play games with, amongst the rail fans I meet that know me because of my channel. What was my greatest rail fanning catch? Now, I have to say that this catch came in, and also what was my greatest moment? Now, those two questions have the same exact answer because I was able to do something special for two people. But one of those people helped me execute it. Now, as you know, back in August or September, I think it was, of 2021, me, Rail Racing Productions, and Johnson City MY Railfan Productions went on a road trip. Some of you may know where that was, and I'll name it. We went to Strasburg, PA. We went to the Strasburg Railroad, and we caught, as a lot of people call it, the Queen of Steam, Norfolk and Western J Class number 611. Now, the one moment that made me tear up because I was able to do something special for this person who was Rail Racing Productions. Me and him, I was taking a picture of him in front of 611. Now, he has a TikTok where he has this picture posted. And like I said, there's two of those things that almost made me tear up. And one of it was, I took a picture of Zach in front of the train. Had the biggest smile I have ever seen from him, because he was very happy. And I'm going to be honest, that made me tear up because me and Antonio did something very special for him. You okay, Bree?
Oh, my innocence was just taken again.
Huh?
Yeah, my innocence was taken again.
By who? Okay, but back to my story. I'll talk to you in a second, Bree. But because of that moment, that made me think of something. Made me think of something about life. Life is very important to a lot of people. And what is important is what you make of your life. What you do in life, whether it's good, whether it's bad, helps define who you are and who you are as a person. And what I did for Zach that day, and Antonio helped me. I gotta give props to Antonio for being our chauffeur that day, because Antonio was our chauffeur that day. So props to him for planning all this out and being our chauffeur that day. What we did special for Zach, because Zach had never seen a real life steam engine, a large steam engine, in fact. He saw a tank engine one time. He rode behind a tank engine at one of his scenic railroads up where he lives. But he had never seen a ginormous steam locomotive like the 611. And what moment that brought to me that day, seeing the smile on his face, is you can do anything as long as you put your mind to it. Even if it's to make someone happy. Even if it's to help someone through a problem. And what my mentality of that is, as long as I can get a smile on someone's face, I know that I've done something right. And the moment that I saw that smile on Zach's face, standing in front of 6-Eleven, I knew that I'd done something big, and it changed my whole aspect on life. Because life can be tough. It can be. For those of you who are getting ready to move out into the world, life is tough. It really is. But
will be me in 2 years.
But you can choose how to deal with the tough life. You could sit there and mope and cry because you're struggling, which happens. Everyone struggles. Whether you mope and cry and say, "Oh, woe is me, I can't do this." The only way that you can do it is if you try, put your mind to it, and do it. But there will be some situations in life where you can't always do it on your own. You can't. There are times in life where that will happen. And sometimes you have to ask for help. And you have to have yourself situated with the right people who are willing to help. And right now, I have quite a few of those people in my life. One of them is Bree. Bree has helped me through a lot of my breakdowns. She has helped me through a lot of my times when I'm super, super mad. She helps me through them all. Whether it's talking to me, whether it's cracking a joke to make me laugh and calm down, whether it's any of that. She is good at that, yes. So basically, those are the type of people you want to have in your life that will help you when you need it. But you can't always ask for help and then not give help back. Like there's been situations where Bree has asked me for help. And Bree, have I always not turned you down?
Nope.
I have never turned you down once, have I?
Nope.
No, I have not. And Antonio, if you're out there, you've helped me. And I've helped you. And I've never once turned you down. And Jake, my brother, if you're watching out there, you've helped me a lot, and I've helped you a lot. And like I said, the types of people who you have surrounded you in your life will be the ones who are always there for you and actually care. Now, there may be some people in your life who don't always care. There may be some people in your life who don't care, but you have cared about them. Draw those people out of your life. Because if they're not willing to help you, but you're willing to help them, that's called a one-sided friendship. One-sided friendships don't work. Okay? They don't. And I'll bring up a phrase. There's a phrase out there that says, respect is a two-way street. That means you give respect to earn respect. So if you give someone respect, they will respect you back. That's how and it depends on the right people you meet too. Because some people will take saying respect is a one-way street. And some of those people may happen to be your boss at work, where they demand you to respect them, but they disrespect you. And I will be honest, I've had a story like that happen, but it was not while I was at work. So, as some of you know, between 2015 and 2016, I was not putting up a lot of content. Now, some of you may know this, some of you may not know. Now, this is where I'm going to be honest, because, I'm an honest guy. Between that time, between 2015 and 2016, where I was only putting out content on certain months, like May and December, that was because I went to a place, some of you may know it, it's called a boarding school. Because I had a rough teenage life. I was a rough teenager. And mom thought that sending me to a boarding school would change my life, which it did. It did change my life. It did. And I was out there from April of 2015, and I came back to visit my mom in May of 2015, which I wasn't really putting out content then because I had no idea, because I got a new camera, and at first I didn't really know how to upload videos onto a computer at that time, till I figured it out, and you saw I was putting out a lot of camera and tripod videos once I learned. And I was doing a lot of that. So while I was at the boarding school, I had some very life-changing things happen. And that's where, I'll be honest, it's where I found God. I'm going to talk Christianity here for a second. That's where I found God in my life. And I became a Christian, and that December of 2015, I came home to my home church and got baptized in my home church. And, you okay?
Yeah, I'm sorry. I did not mean to do that. I was laughing because my one friend is online because of her username.
Oh. I actually thought my stories were getting you emotional. I thought maybe my stories were getting you emotional.
No, I'm
Okay. And so that's where I found God. And God came into my life, and I became a changed man. And God has helped me become the man I am today. Is there still some parts where I'm a little iffy? Yeah. Well, I swear a lot, yeah. But that's mainly when I'm having fun. As I'll swear around my friends when I'm having fun. But I will never deny in front of my friends that I love God. I will never deny that. And God has helped me through a lot of things in my life. And you'll notice that a little bit of 2017, I was not putting out a lot of content in between April and May of 2017. I didn't really put out much content. There was a reason for that. As some of you may know, on April 3rd, 2017, now I may get a little emotional here. On April 3rd, 2017, I lost my dad to pancreatic cancer. And that was the hardest thing I've ever gone through in my life. And there are times, to this day, I still question, why did it have to happen? Why did it happen? What? Bree, where are you going? And it was a very hard time in my life. And like I said, I was questioning, why did it happen? Why did it have to happen to me, of all people? Why did I have to lose my dad? And there are times where I realize that God did it because he's trying to teach me a lesson. God's trying to teach me there's more to life than anything. God was trying to teach me that sometimes God was trying to teach me you will lose people down the road. But it's what you do with that lesson is what makes you become the man or woman who you are. Makes you who you are. And I've come to realize over the years that God did it because he wants me to become a man and do things on my own. And that is one of the reasons why I'm moving out of my group home. Because I need to do things on my own. I need to experience things on my own. And God has taught me a lot over these years of being in this group home. Have there been challenges in this group home I've had to go through? Yes, I've had some challenges myself with certain staff, certain people in the house. God has put me through a lot of tests. And I'm going to be honest, some of them I feel like I failed. But God takes that failure and teaches you a lesson. And it's what you take from that lesson is what you do, is what makes you become the person you are. And I feel like God has molded me into a man that needs to realize, okay, a lot of people have said mean things about you. But it's what you do with those words. It's what makes you a man. And what I've learned is to not let them get to me. And I've not let a lot of words get to me. There are certain words that I have let get to me, though. Like, for example, I'll give you guys a story. Back in, I think it was 2018 or 2019, I was in the group home. Okay, Bree, give me like just a second, okay? Let me just tell this one last story. And I was, as some of you know, some of you may know, some of you may not know. And this is another honest thing I'll answer. What ethnicity am I? I am of Arabic heritage. I am from Iraq. I have Iraqi blood in me. And I was explaining to one of the residents. It was a year after I moved in. I hadn't really gotten to talk to this resident. And he was wanting to know more about me. And I was explaining to him certain things and certain controversies. And this staff said something to me. And I never thought I would hear this out of somebody who had authority over me. He looked me dead in my eyes. And Bree, this is going to anger you. He looked at me dead in the eye and said these words. And I quote, "Oh, so you're associated with the terrorists." I had never been shocked in my life that somebody of authority said that to me. And I will be honest, I got enraged. And Bree, you'll probably tell me I should have done it, but I didn't do it. I was so close to walking up to this dude and beating the shit out of him.
I would have done it.
I know you would have. But something in my gut told me not to do it. And I think that was God speaking to me. Telling me, don't do it. It's not worth it. It's going to get you into more trouble. And so what I did is and one of the staff came up to me because they could see I was getting ready to. They grabbed me, and I think this was another way of God speaking to me. The staff, who was also a Christian, walked me to my room, sat me down, and talked to me down. And I'm thankful that she did. Because the way I am, the way I'm built, I could have probably done some serious damage to him. And people always tell me, with your size, you can do some serious damage to someone. And I think about that. And I think about it a lot. And that's why there's been several times in this group home in the past where I have wanted to hurt somebody in my group home. But I have not, because I thought about it. How big I am. What kind of damage can I do? And it's also God talking to me, telling me not to do it. And I feel like through that time, those times, God has taught me a lesson. He has taught me a big lesson. Bree, you said you wanted to explain something.
Yeah, I wanted to also explain to not the live, but also to my subscribers why I suddenly ghosted for 4 weeks, not posting. I plan on posting a week after my last live, but I had a lot going on. Didn't have the energy for it. But basically, okay, so you know how you said that you lost your dad to cancer?
Yes.
Well, I'm not trying to, say anything against that, but basically why I ghosted is I've been dealing with a lot of problems, not only with me, but with also my stepdad. One
I've
is a
heard these
survivor
stories.
of brain, lung, and heart cancer.
Oh wait, you actually never told me this.
Yeah.
You never told me that.
Yeah, he's a survivor of brain, lung, and heart cancer. And then recently he's going to be getting his third surgery next month because currently he's actually dealing with kidney stones.
Oh, kidney stones are not fun.
Oh yeah, his kidneys are filled with them.
Oh, and I actually have a staff here who actually is dealing with a kidney stone currently, but I'm not going to mention his name though. Yeah. So, but like I was saying, through rough times, God uses those rough times to talk to us and tell us what we could have done differently in that situation. Or he'll tell us if we did the right thing.
Whoa.
And also some of you know this, and I don't really want to bring it up on stream, but some of you know of the situation, and you guys are more than welcome to talk with me about it. I will talk to you about it. There's this. I'll kind of tell you the story. I'm not going to mention any names or what happened, but I have this one guy, and if you're out there, you know who you are, who has been stalking me on the internet, and basically, some of you know the story, but I'm not going to go full depth into the story because it happened on stream, and I'd rather not relive that. And he suddenly, and some of you know this, I won't say what it was, I will just say what he did. He sent, and where you going, Bree?
Hold on, I'm fixing my curtain. My room's too bright.
This person sent to my birth mom. So some of you know I was adopted. I'll bring that up too. I was adopted. And it was my adopted dad that died. But to my biological mother, this guy sent an inappropriate picture to my biological mother. And basically had no remorse of it. And just because he's trying to get under my skin. And currently, I'm going to be honest, I want to murder him. But I'm not going to do that because God does not want me to do that. And I'm going to do what God tells me to do. And just let him, and just let the karma come. Let the karma come.
Can I play it?
Huh?
Can I play it, please?
Can you what?
I want to play the one song.
What song? Is it a copyrighted song? Because if it is, I don't want you to because it's copyright claims.
No.
What song?
Wait. Oh, here it is. Yay.
And God has told me, don't seek revenge, because revenge is not the answer. And God has What song is that, Brie? I can't really understand it.
So what I said to you yesterday. I'm like obsessed with this song.
Is that actually by that band?
Yes.
All right, I'll listen to it later because I can't really understand it over the phone. I can't really understand it because it comes in like it comes in very weird. It comes in like this weird sound that hurts my ears. So I'll have to listen to it. I won't be able to listen to it over the phone. But like I was saying, guys, it's what you do with these lessons that will define who you are. And hopefully, for those of you who are listening, I'm hoping I've touched some hearts throughout this conversation. I'm really hoping that I touched someone's heart today and maybe have made them reconsider things in their lives. Because that's what I like to do. I like to help people mentally, emotionally, and physically. Like, right now, like, Brie, are you still alive?
Yeah.
Oh, it didn't look like you were because it looked like you were frozen all of a sudden on the live.
I'm just gonna stay still.
Okay, but that's just a lot of things I've learned through a lot of the situations in my life. And like I said, some of you guys may change your perspective of me after hearing this talk that I've given. That's completely fine. I don't care. Do what you want. It's your life. But the only thing I care about is if I've helped you through a problem, through this talk. And I've helped you make better decisions through this talk. And I answered probably a lot of questions that probably some of you may have had about me without even having to ask the question. And this leads me to my final frequently asked question. What do you want to do with the lessons you have learned? Well, that is an excellent question. The lessons I've learned, I want to use them. And if I ever have a family in the future with a wife and kids, I want to use those lessons, bring them closer to God, and help them to live a great life. Whether or not they want to live that life, that is on them. But as long as they know that this has happened to me in the past. And that's all. That's the answer to that question. And I think I've answered all the questions that a lot of people have had in a lot of emotional talk. Bree, do you have any questions? Do you have any questions you want to ask me, or do you think I've nailed all the questions you've had?
them all. But I actually have been asked some questions, not by my subscribers, but by my friends.
What kind of questions?
It's nothing, like, inappropriate, luckily.
Yeah.
But
why don't you answer those questions on your stream?
I'm going to. But basically, my main question they've been asked a lot. I have no clue how to write this. I'm buzzed right now. But the main question I've been asked a lot is, what is my main emotional support? Pretty sure my subscribers have seen my room and my poster. Basically, my main emotional support that I go to is the boy band that I'm completely obsessed with. It's not that I'm obsessed with, like, them or their music. They're basically, how do I word this?
Try to word it as best you can.
Basically, Stray Kids is my life, my soul, and my breath. They're basically the reason I'm still here, and if it wasn't for them, I would possibly not be here. But a lot of times when I'm feeling down, I look something up of Sean talking about something. Don't ask who that was. Why I just said his name like that. But basically, I just look up a video of him talking about, like, doing self-harm stuff. They're the reason I'm still here, and if it wasn't for them, I don't know what I would do.
And I always tell people who I'm with, doesn't matter who you are. I always tell people, no matter who they are or what they've been through, if you ever need anyone to talk to about anything, whether I've been through it or not, come to me. I will talk with you. I tell all my friends that. I tell all my gaming friends that. That I tell them, if you ever have anything you need to talk about, text me or call me. I am one phone call or a text message away. And if I don't get back to you right away, I will always get back to you eventually. And I've never, ever let someone, like, I've never, ever not responded to a message. Unless you're someone who ticked me off and trying to buddy with me as if I'm still your friend. Then I'll ignore your message. But if you are someone who is important to me and who has been in my life and has helped me through a lot of emotional stuff, come talk to me. I'll sit down. I'll talk with you. And Bree has actually come to me a lot with a lot of things. I'm not going to mention them because that's personal to her. But Bree, I've also come with things to you that I'm not going to mention as well because they're personal.
Yeah.
And
like
Bree,
we said at the beginning of the live streams, that we're not going to share, like, really personal information.
Yeah.
I shared my personal information as to why I was ghosting because you guys needed an explanation as to why.
Yes, and
I've been so behind on posting.
Yes, and there has been quite a little bit of time where I have not been posting either. Like there was a few weeks this past month where I wasn't uploading anything. And like I said, you guys know that by now that I'm getting ready to move. And the move has made me so anxious, so nervous that I've wanted to do nothing. Like I didn't even want to get on the computer. All I did was sit and watch TV. I didn't even do anything. Like, I'll be honest, I didn't even message any of my friends. Like, there was...
I can even confirm that one. He, like, didn't message me for an entire week.
Yeah, I didn't message Bree for an entire week, and she messaged me and was like, "Are you okay? Like, what's going on?" And then I messaged her about a week later and explained to her what happened. Like, that I was getting ready to move and that I was anxious and did not want to do anything. And
which I understood. I'm a pretty understanding person.
yes, me and Bree are very understanding people. And Bree had a reason.
Once,
and Bree
like,
had
for emotional support, but...
And Bree had a reason to be nervous because there's a personal thing going on in my life that she's helping me through. And she was scared of that one particular thing. And she was afraid that, I'm going to say this out loud, something happened to me. She was afraid that something happened to me. And some of you guys know what's going on in that situation and some of you don't. The people that do know, you will be updated. But the people who don't know, I'm not too sure that I'm ready to put that out on the internet yet. And when the time comes, I'll put it out there. But for right now, I just do not want to bring it up on the internet right now. And I ask the people who are watching that do know about it, don't share anything about it. Please. Let me make the decision when to share it. Please. That is all I ask of you. And there's a lot of things, like I said, there's a lot of things going in my life that I could talk about, but there's some of it I don't want to talk about. The stuff I did talk about today was the stuff I wanted to talk about. And there's still stuff in my life that I'm not ready to open up to yet. And when I'm ready to open up to it, I will. I'm not going to leave you guys hanging in the dark. I will not stop posting content. I will keep up with content. But there will be some times where I won't upload content for a while. And just know that if that's something personal is happening and I cannot do content. So, like, say if there's a week of me not uploading content or streaming, that's because there's something personal going on, or I just needed a break from YouTube, like to worry about my own life instead of worrying about keeping you guys happy. Because I have my own life too. I do. I have my own life that I need to worry about as well, and hence why I'm not going to be uploading for a while. Probably after this weekend, I probably won't be uploading for a while because of the move. I need to get situated into the move. I need to get everything situated and feel at home first before I start getting back into my virtual world.